Morrison Construction Limited, Scotland's major engineering and building contractor, have completed a multi-million-pound project on Anach Moor, high in the Nevis Range group of mountains.
It gives me very great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Morrison Construction Group, to formally hand over this project to the Nevis Range Development Company. The building of this centre, the top and bottom stations, and the pylon foundations offered us an interesting technical challenge.
Fraser Morrison continues his handover speech to the ski development, and in doing so praises the technical ingenuity of director Gunnar Björklund, project manager Douglas Bone, and construction manager Craig Sillers, together with the team who achieved early completion of this fascinating and unique challenge. From the very start, the environmental sensitivity of the project was a major consideration. It was extremely important not to damage the landscape in an area of outstanding natural beauty. Among some of the early plans was the suggestion for a road to be built up to the Snow Goose restaurant at over 2,000 feet above sea level, as this would afford the means to transport both men and machinery to the various work areas. The local authorities refused permission for this, and so an alternative way of moving equipment had to be found. Helicopters would be the only way around the problem. This involved nearly 800 hours of flying time and over 10,000 individual lifts of men and machinery. The first phase of the project was the car park construction. This began in mid-December '88 and was completed in 15 weeks. The rainfall during that period amounted to almost a metre, which is more than twice the average for that period over previous years. At one point, an amazing 13.5 inches of rain fell in just 36 hours. The car park covers an area of 3.5 hectares and will accommodate nearly 700 cars and over 50 coaches. Along with the spring and early summer came good weather. This offered the opportunity to catch up with the programmed schedule. Foundations had to be laid for the gondola towers, which were soon to arrive on site. Concrete was lifted in skips containing 1/3 of a cubic metre and weighing in at approximately 1 ton. Dust was a major problem during the hot, dry periods of the summer. Streams were diverted and water sprayed over work areas prior to flying. The total concreting operation consumed 230 flying hours, lifting 4,000 tons of concrete. On May the 1st, the 4-ton lift capacity Puma helicopter's job was to lift the porta-cabins to the 2,000 feet level, together with diggers, dumpers, and all heavy machinery, some of which had to be stripped down to the required weight level. Bad weather conditions had been a severe handicap to the team in the early stages of the project. This part of the Highlands is notorious for climatic changes, and rainstorms are commonplace. By early summer, Morrison's had things well in hand and were ahead of schedule. All the base station and tower foundations were ready for the Doppelmayr installations to arrive. Good progress was being made with the top gondola station. This is the site of the Snow Goose restaurant and Nevis Sport ski shop complex. Lifting the gondola towers onto the prepared foundations required a great deal of skill and planning. The tower bases had to be completed on time, all foundation bolts checked and nuts pre-run. The training of all staff in the sequence of positioning the towers was carried out prior to any lifting taking place. All 18 gondola towers were positioned in one day. The expertise of Doppelmayr was an inspiration to everyone. Their coordination with pilots and contractors ensured a team effort which led to the safe and successful conclusion of this part of the project. The construction of the top gondola station was designed in such a way that no lift exceeded 1 ton. The structure consists of pre-stressed timber floor beams with bison panels and portals in the gondola hall. The 6-seater gondolas arrive and are all suitably inscribed with the Nevis range logo. Each portal for the gondola hall weighs approximately 1 ton, near the maximum lifting capacity of the helicopter. Under maximum load conditions, control for the positioning becomes more difficult, and poor weather conditions further increases difficulty. Forecasts from the Glasgow Weather Centre were accurate and invaluable in the overall planning of the work. The partially completed structure was continuously protected from overnight gales, and completion of the restaurant was achieved to program during the autumn, when weather conditions once again deteriorated. Morrison Construction Limited were more than a match for this immensely difficult challenge. The nature of the work forced problems to be solved often on a day-to-day basis. But as can always be expected, early completion was achieved with the Morrison quality built in.